What's up, everybody? I wanted to talk a little bit about right hand technique. I've been struggling with this pretty much always, and I've done some major changes to my technique the last, I will say, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. That really has changed everything for me, and I thought that for some of you, maybe some of these things that I've done may be helpful too. It's really been helping me. So I'll just talk a little bit about what they are. I think I've said this many times, but I've had students that just has a naturally great right hand technique, but most guitar players don't when playing with a pick. It's something about that unnatural thing where you have to hold the pick hard enough to not slip and still kind of be relaxed. Uh, but I've kind of gotten by using hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff like that. And I've really mainly been an electric guitar player. So that's one of the changes. Like I want to say about 6 years ago, I really got serious about playing acoustic. Playing acoustic guitar, and also a jazz box like this. It's gonna be pretty much the same thing because it's when you play the style of acoustic jazz on a guitar like this, doing a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs like I've been doing on electric guitar. It's not really working. It doesn't kind of spit out of the guitar like I wanted it to. So that's I guess that's the reason that I decided to really seriously try and change my technique. It has taken a long time, but I think I'm starting to get somewhere now that I'm kind of feeling confident playing like this. At first, I was really like Bambi on ice. It's really not like it didn't feel solid, but uh, I just had to try to get it right this time. So first problem for me is that the pick kind of tend to get stuck in the strings, right? You're playing something and then the pick kind of doesn't do what you want it to do. It gets stuck and then everything falls apart. What I tried to do to combat some of that was to play a pick with really round edges. And that can work nice on electric guitar. It can even be nice to have like a more mellow sound, but on acoustic and a guitar like this, the notes doesn't spit out of the guitar. They kind of get muffled and not so distinct that you want them to be. So that doesn't really work on acoustic guitar. So the first thing I did to kind of combat that, I mean, this used to be kind of how I held the pick, just with the outer part of the index finger, which is nice for like comping like that. And also I played a lot kind of hybrid stuff, so with playing pick and fingers at the same time, kind of works nice for that. Stuff like that. So what I did have to do was to find a way to get the pick to be just more solid. And first thing is to kind of tuck it in like this. And this for many may be enough. For me, it's a good help, but it's not enough. So what I also had to do was to use these two fingers together with the index finger, and that because when you just have this one, you can kind of, it gives in that direction. If you put these two next to it, it's much more solid. So that helped me, and then I can use the last finger for support on my pick guard, and that leads to what the really main difference that made me feel like a Bambi on ice is not resting this part on the strings, but lifting up the wrist. And why this is important, two things. When you play acoustic guitar, if you have the hand down like this, you're destroying the tone. You're muting everything. If you lift up the hand like this, you get a much more open sound. And also, technically, it's easier to get kind of a rotating movement instead of the wrist moving like this. You get like a much more natural rotating movement. So that's the hand position is really the main thing that I've been struggling with. I've been trying it on and off. I've seen jazz guitar players do this and looked at how kind of untensed and free they are. And I've tried it a little bit, but I never got comfortable with it. So for me, that was the solution. Gather these three fingers and then use this one for support. That works for me. So you can try that. And also the angle that you hit the strings. I'm filing this pick with sanding paper, just to have you kind of get a tip like that is kind of 45 degrees. So when I play 45 degrees, I get a nice that angle that I've been filing hits exactly on the strings to really get the note to pop out of the string. So that's the filing, and also then you have the angle that you're picking in. Are you playing into the string with your downstroke? I think that's the most solid position, and you see, especially if you see kind of gypsy style players, they really have that angle. I think often, no matter what they play, they really rely on that downstroke playing into the string, and then your upstroke is going to go out of the string. So, but when you're changing strings, you have to kind of be aware of different ways. I can talk about that probably in a different video. But the point is that when you raise the wrist like this, you can play the downstrokes into the string and upstroke out, but you can also pretty easily turn it so you have a rest stroke. An upstroke is becoming a rest stroke, and then the downstroke is playing out of string. On that run, the upstroke was the rest stroke, the playing into the string. But we'll talk about that another time. You'll have to kind of figure some of it out, what fits with your hands too, I think. And then one more thing I did that also really was a game changer, because I have a problem. If you sweat a little bit, the grip on the pick is getting not so good. So what I found as a solution is simply, see if you can see that, gluing sanding paper on the pick. So I'll take a sheet of sanding paper, put double-sided tape on it, and then just cut it, along the edges of the pick, glue it on, and it really, really helps. The pick is super solid in my hand. I just have it on the thumb side of the pick. So the pick never feels slippery for me when I do this. You can experiment with how rough a sanding paper you want. This is pretty fine. A rougher one is probably gonna, well, I've tried it. A rougher one will stick maybe even better. This is good, and it's really, it doesn't slip at all. But if you want it to stick really harder, you can use kind of rougher sounding paper, but that doesn't feel as nice. It feels a little bit rough to touch. So that's. And the last thing I wanted to mention is using a strap when I'm sitting. So this helps two things. It really helps the left hand too. If I've been used to just sitting with the guitar on my lap, which is fine for most things, but particularly some chords and stuff, you have to, do something to be able to play it with the left hand. So that's the left hand. If you just get the guitar a little bit up like this, you're never in an uncomfortable place with the left hand. And also it helps getting that angle that is right for me with the pick, hitting, I want to say, not quite the 45-degree angle, but close to it, compared to hitting it straight on. For me, that it doesn't work at all for me. It just, the pick gets stuck, or can't play it at all like that. So if I just can twist it a little bit. So as you probably can hear, I mean, I haven't got a perfect right hand technique, but I feel that I'm really getting to a good place. Even when I played electric before, even using hammers and pull-offs and stuff like that, I would often find myself in a really uncomfortable place with the right hand, when playing improvised solos, without really understanding why I got there and how to get out of it. Some of the lines that I played, I just found that, now I just registered that now my right hand is really like locked and tensed and not comfortable. And just now when I have this technique, that doesn't happen at all anymore, because it's so easy to kind of adjust the angle in any direction that I'm hitting the string. So I never get to those places that is uncomfortable. Okay, so I think I've covered most of it. Let me repeat the main points. So avoid getting stuck by having a good solid grip. For many this is enough. I need to use all three fingers. Then I really got a solid grip on the pick. And then lift the wrist to get a more circular kind of motion. And the filing of the angle on the pick helped, and the sanding paper on the pick and the strap. So hope this helps, and have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.